Hi guys, pardon the cluttered garage. This is the first video we're doing here. We're going to clean things up in the future, but for now this is it. We're going to start doing these Throwback Thursday videos where we republish old motorcycle tests that I've done over the years that are pretty cool and significant. We're going to kick it off this Thursday with a test of Ducati's original 1199 Panigale. Now this test was during the official press intro February 2012 in Abu Dhabi. Ducati flew us to the Yas Marina circuit to ride the 2012 1199 Panigale S. And this was a really significant motorcycle for Ducati. Before that, they had the fantastic 1098, 1198 motorcycle, which was awesome. It had a stellar chassis, tons of feel, tons of torque, very powerful, looked awesome. Had pretty class-leading electronics for the time back then, and it was a really great motorcycle. But Ducati really wanted to take things to the next level. They really wanted to tout their engineering prowess and incorporate new technologies that we've never seen on a sport bike motorcycle. And when we flew to the test, we rode the bike. There were a lot of things that the motorcycle did really well. The ergonomics were more Japanesey and more conventional. It still had a ton of power, lots of top-end power to be exact, if I remember correctly. And it was a little bit more nimble handling. And of course, the looks. That was just a gorgeous motorcycle, absolutely gorgeous. But it also had a little squawks here. The chassis wasn't maybe as good as it should have been. And the electronics package was kind of crude compared to today's V4S. I remember going to that intro. That was my first Ducati Superbike intro. I had test ridden, the 999 and the 1098, 1198 in the past, but I never went to an official Ducati press intro for its Superbike. So it was a big deal for me. I'm a lifelong Ducati fan. And I really like what that Borgo Panigale factory does. They have a special place in my heart. So I was very excited to ride the bike. Lo and behold, we get there the night before. There's a sandstorm covering the track in sand and soot. The next day we ride, and a lot of that sand's still there. I mean, the sandstorm was kind of still taking place. That's why all the video footage and the photos were kind of washed out just from that sand in the air. But of course, the Pirelli Diablo Supercourse SP tires, what can't they do? Any track surface, any bike, they just work great and really allow you to ride the motorcycle fast. So without further ado, let's go back in time to February 2012 and take a ride on that 1199 Panigale S. And what do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see more of these Throwback Thursday videos? Do you want to see new motorcycle reviews, more behind the scenes, product reviews, comparison? What do you want to see? I want this channel to be a place where you guys can come, watch some good stuff, find out what you're looking for, and have a good time. Leave me a comment, make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Make no mistake about it, Ducati's first and foremost a racing company. That's why they've invited us to the Yas Marina circuit here in Abu Dhabi to test drive the new 2012 Ducati 1199 Panigale. This is the bike Ducati should have built 4 years ago. It feels a lot more Japanese. I know Ducati is going to hate me for saying that, and all you Italian loyalists are going to hate it, but it really does feel more like a Japanese bike. It's real conventional in the way you sit on the motorcycle. The power band, it still has some of the characteristics of the V-twin, like that immediate torque, but the power band is shifted from all the power down low in the mid-range to the mid-range and top. And it's really amazing how high that thing revs. It revs far, and when you think it's time to shift, it's not time to shift. It's time to hold the throttle open longer, and then eventually when it reaches 11, 12,000 RPMs, then it's time to shift. And again, I mean, it's a twin cylinder, so the rev limiter comes in more aggressively than a 4-cylinder, but it's way better than years past. Other thing I immediately noticed about this motorcycle is just how light it is. Like, Ducatis have always been one of the lightest sport bikes on the market, This $11.99 Panigale is for sure guaranteed going to be the lightest superbike, leader class bike that you can buy. It really changes directions really well. The Ducatis have always been real planted. They've always had phenomenal feedback at lean. And this motorcycle continues with the trend. Ducati superbikes have always had phenomenal brakes. And this thing, again, like they just keep raising the standard. They have a lot of power. They're a little grabbier compared to some of the Japanese bikes, but I mean, if you're like a skilled rider and you like real aggressive braking, like a real sharp feedback when you get in the lever, that bike has it. The Pirelli Diablo Supercorsa SP tires complement the chassis real well. They're fantastic tires, whether you ride on the street or the racetrack. They're the one tire that does it all. You never have to change tires. You don't have to worry about doing warmers. You just set the pressure and go. Overall, $11.99 is an excellent motorcycle. It still retains that classic Ducati V-twin character, but like I said before, it has a more conventional, more neutral ride qualities. If you ride Japanese bikes and you hop on this thing, it's not going to throw you for a loop. And overall, just really impressed with how Ducati was able to make it a more conventional and fun motorcycle to ride. So here we are in Ferrari world. We're about to embark on the world's fastest roller coaster. This thing reaches a top speed of 150 miles per hour, and it accelerates from 0 to 150 miles per hour in like 4 seconds, the same amount of time that F-18 fighter takes off from an aircraft carrier. So this will for sure be the fastest thing I've ever experienced in my life. Face melting. Oh God. Holy crap, man, the acceleration force on this thing is mind-numbing. I was like grunting and groaning because it's like accelerating so hard. Like I thought my stomach's gonna like come out of my chest. Insane.